Hi there, it's Nancy from Thisoverstuffedhouse. I thought I would find things for tomorrow's sale. Tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m., I usually have a live sale or a live unboxing. So I'm going to have a special guest. A special guest this Thursday is going to come sell with me. So Jan from Antiques from Karen is going to come and be in a sale with me selling stuff, which will be oh so cool. But today, this is my cabinet of treasures, and I haven't purged this in an awful long time, and it's totally disorganized for me just shoving stuff in there. So if anything goes into the basket, it's going to go in the live sale. So let's see what I can find for tomorrow night's sale. Now I know this is going nowhere. The only picture of as all 6 of us as children, and this little teeny one is me, and I'm not even 2 years old yet. So I've got Japanese stuff, I have fairies, I've got all kinds of stuff tucked in here. Some doesn't even fit, it's laying down. So let's just see what we got, because I've got some tall stuff that really needs to come up, and some tall stuff I'd like to get in here. One of which I know, I'm looking at it now, she's too tall. So this is Pixie Dust. Isn't that a great fairy? Now this isn't particularly old. It was made for Hot Topic in 2002, but Amy Brown is the artist, and she does these fabulous fairies. Which reminds me, I have a vintage box hiding up top there that needs to come in here. So I've got, and I had it upside down because there's a little hole in it, but this is Fairies Starch. This was a free sample box, and it still has a little starch in it, but it also has a little hole. So it makes a mess wherever I put it. Once tried, always used. Lincoln Chemical Works, Chicago, Illinois. But it doesn't have a date anywhere. But isn't that a great box? These are vintage ones. These are made in Japan. There are ones a little bigger than this. These are the small ones. I've never seen any other small ones. I've seen the ones that are double the size. They come in 4 different poses, and they have what looks like little ground pieces of glass over top of the coloring. So someday I'll find the other 2 poses. So we know we're going to keep those. Those of you that grew up with Digimon, I have my Fairymon. We know she's not going anywhere. Some of these are resin, and I'm thinking this one can go. She actually is an ornament, and a ballerina at that. So she's definitely one of the ones that I was thinking of putting in the sale. There's another one hanging up back here that I'm not wedded to. And you know, they have no chips, no cracks. She's made in Taiwan. She's from the 80s. And her wings, her net stretched wings are intact. But she's another one. She's going in the basket. To take this one, which a friend had made, this one, and I'd like to keep that, but she's really tall. She needs to be in the back. I have a unicorn ornament back up in there, has my name on it. The Boy Scout bookends are going nowhere. This got tucked in there because I didn't have anywhere for it. And these 3 were a set that came in to one of the retails I worked at. So, and they are resin. I mean, now you can find resin ones everywhere, but I don't tend to do that too often. I have this big one, which has its own base, and this is designed by Cindy McClure, 1987 Victoria Impex Core. Now, I don't know if she did any others. It's bisque finish, but I really do like that. That is a beautiful little artwork. And it has, I'm not going to dust everything today. It has its own little stand. So what I would like to do is to, hello, what are you? You're a clock key. Oh, you're the clock key for the toy tin clock I took out of here a long, long time ago. Let's not lose that. So I'm going to take some of these resin ones and tuck them to the back. And put this one, let's see, the door comes to here. So I want it where I can actually kind of see it for once. So I'm going to put this one right there. Not centered, because of course the doors are going to come right here. But this way, I can see it a little better. And I have my Lily of the Valley one. I think I shall put that one. I'm making space too, because I have so much other stuff that I would like to get in here. So I'll put my Lily of the Valley over here with my vintage ones and my little baby ones. I have this, the only piece of Capidimonte I have, because it's little pansies. And you're never going to believe this. Bought in 2005 for $3. It is Royal Adderley, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous little thing. So that's going to be a keeper. But let's get, I kind of like that, but I don't know. So that could go. However, I do like pottery. And I have this beaut. Now, I've never heard of Pioneer. I don't know who that is. But isn't that a cool shape? I really like that. So that's staying. That's not going in the basket. Oh yeah, there's the nuts I bought off of Jeffrey. They're walnut salt and pepper shakers. Now I need to get my Robin Hood stuff together here and get it off this shelf. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different fairies. There's a couple plates. Now that one plate is Mikado. That shouldn't actually be on that shelf if it's going to be all fairies. But I don't think I have any fairy plates. So we're gonna leave little Robin Hood. And look at this. If you guys, this was mine as a kid. They sold these Disney plastic kits. You snapped them together and then you were supposed to paint them. I only had her and Little John, and at some point Little John's head broke off and my mother threw it away on me. And I don't know whatever happened to the others. And I never painted mine. So I'm always on the lookout for the rest of the set. Because I really would like to have my Robin Hood stuff together and have all my Robin Hoods. There's little wood pieces, and I don't know if you can see them, but there's little blocks of wood. This used to be a china closet at my great aunt's house that was completely stuffed with salt and pepper shakers. There was no inch, no half inch that was not covered by a salt and pepper shaker. They were touching each other. There were so many. I stopped counting at like 300 pair when we were packing them up. So yeah, it was insane. Absolutely insane. I'm afraid to put her up on a shelf because I'm afraid she'll fall off, but these are tempered glass. And I have all the shelves that go with it. These are narrow pieces and 2 fit on each shelf is made into a second one. So there would have been 2, 4, 6 shelves of nothing but salt and pepper shakers. And I will need to find something else for the fairy picks. Because I don't have a fairy vase, do I? No, I don't. Don't have a fairy vase. So they'll have to find a new home. I keep debating. It is my only head vase. It is a small one. It has 242 and then some number that I can't read. But she does have her pearls on. Her eyelashes are beautiful. That mouth, man, that mouth is on point. That is just perfect. So I had to look up who she is. She's got this nice iridescence to her. So she's going to be in the live sale. She's going. She doesn't fit in with the decor of anything else I have. She's the only one I have from my dad's mother, from my grandmother. But that one's going. It's time. Now, these, it's also time for these. My mother used to get ornaments, and it does say made in China, for her daughters, which included her daughters-in-law. So she would find them every year, and one year she couldn't find any, so she bought bells. But look at this outfit. You know, it's beautiful. I still have the original tag on it. They were made in China, but still, she has all her little fingers. And there's the... It's not quite a bisque feel because the paint is more like a matte finish, but it looks like satin. It's got some shine to it. So, she's going. Don't you tip, little basket. And she has a friend. And their feet. The feet are the clangers. But she's got a friend. And the friend is going. So let's move the other fairies over. So they're going to go. Doll here. It's the only one my mother actually made me. This is made to look like Ruth from Pirates of Penzance. But I can't move her. She's too tall to fit in any of the other shelves. So she's got to stay up there. So she's not going to be where the Gilbert and Sullivan... She won't be where the Gilbert and Sullivan stuff are. We have this neat little... She's kind of stoneware. She was meant to be like something you could put out in your garden. But that terracotta, you got to watch, is this stuff can, over the winter, can freeze and crack because there's no finish, so the water sucks into the clay. And then when it freezes, that's when everything cracks. Now, we have my... Look, when I grew up, Sleeping Beauty was blue. None of this pink nonsense. One of the many Disney presidents decided you couldn't have two princesses in blue. Now, you know that was a straight white man. Because every woman knows that there is more than one shade of blue, and her blue is in no way the same blue as Cinderella. So my Sleeping Beauty stuff is all in blue. I won't even buy the pink. No, good save. I'm always looking for these porcelain birds with the clips. This one's not in the greatest of shape. And I knew there was another fairy. I couldn't find it. It's from a child's tea set. Don't know who made it. Always looking for the rest of it. Now these are only 3 of a set. Okay. They are Lefton. They have the mark. They are from 1957. Now they considered them the fairies of the season, I think they called them. Now here's the problem. I don't have them all. I'm still looking for them all. Now this one, the bottom's weird. It doesn't actually, you can't read what it's supposed to be, which one it is. So that's the green one. And this one is moon. And then this one is sun. So I forget what the 4th one's supposed to be called. But there is a 4th one. And I'm always looking for that. And I've yet to find it. Now everybody talks about the big thing of Kokeshi dolls. I'm looking for the older stuff. You know, the things more like these. Now these are all from the 50s and 60s. And look at the teeny little people in there. I'm looking for that stuff. Some of it I know is still here from my parents. I'll find it. So I'm always looking for that. I love this one because he's just his little head in a teapot. I think he's so cute. So I have those. This little beauty will be in the sale. It is by Bone China, made in England. Cold Claw? Cold, however you would pronounce that. It is the light's kind of washing it out. It is a very pale pink, and then this piece is white. Beautifully done. So that's going to be in the sale. Franklin Mint did Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy from Little Women. This one is, I think, Meg, and Amy's back there. I have yet to find Jo and Beth. I've not found those two. I think this could go. This was part of my great-grandmother and great-aunt's collection. It's a bread and butter set. There's no marks. There's no corks. They were never, ever used. But these were part of the inheritance. And it's time for them to go. This is my one and only piece of mourning jewelry. And the wrist had been broken off, but it had been a pin when somebody, I don't know who, but when somebody passed away. So this was made, I'm guessing, for a wedding. Beth and Tim, April 6, 1991. This nice little swan. So that's going to be in the sale. This is my Gilbert and Sullivan card set. This is another little fairy box, but I hear stuff in it. Ooh, shoe clips. Nice. They shall go in with my rhinestone box. But what are you? Holiday enclosure cards, 5 cents. How the devil do you open? Ah. Oh my. Holy Moses. Look it. Deco. Oh, so deco. Look at that. In the original package. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. What a find. There's a bunch of this little guy. I'm really liking that kind of deco look one there. Bugtown bugs? Has anybody ever heard of these silly little things? Sergeant Stan. I'm going to look that up, find out. Neat little carved piece, but find out what that is. The heart-shaped bottle is from when I directed Gilbert and Sullivan's The Sorcerer, so that's staying. Isn't he awesome? And look at that tail. No breakage. Because usually that's what's wrong. The tail is usually broken off. Or sometimes the clip's broken off. I don't even care if the clip's broken off. You can usually carefully, you know what you're doing, replace that. These were 1930s dollhouse furniture. Solid block of wood, and they either painted the front with what it needed to be, or they did that, where they just cut the lines in to show it. These are kind of cool because these actually have metal with them. So these are later 30s. These I bought, this one. But some of these other pieces were my mother's as a child. This one is a table clock. There we go. There's another one that's actually the radio, the tabletop radio. I'd love to find that. Now, I have the tiniest little crystal teacup down there with that. We'll sit that there. This is something else, too. You don't find them often. I haven't found a maker. And these are from the 30s as well. There's little metal accessories for some of these old toys. And it even has a little hole in the back that you could actually hang it up. But there's some kind of words here, but they're so worn I've never been able to read them. So let's see. These are transfers. Now, they did these transfers a lot. This is the two girls from HMS Pinafore, and it even says HMS Pinafore. It doesn't always say the show. This is the image for gondoliers. Now, Coalport made them. Cobridge. Now, this says Portland Pottery Cobridge. They all used the same transfers. Now, sometimes you find them and they're tiny little transfers because they used them and made children's size sets. Now, this is a scene from the Mikado showing some of the major characters of Gilbert and Sullivan's Mikado. So, but again, it's got the yellow and the brown line, and again, Portland Pottery Cobridge. Say coronet wear and have a different symbol in the back, but it's the same. It's the exact same transfer. So there were a couple companies. Now, all the ones you find from this company made these matching little plates, and I have gondoliers and I have the Mikado. The other one in here came, when I got them, came broken. The Pinafore one is broken. But this, because there's three, makes me wonder if there was a fourth to be a bridge set. So that's another thing that I'm got my eye out for. These were made by Coalport, the Gilbert and Sullivan collection, made in England, Coalport, 1996. They were limited runs. Each run was only 5,000. This is John Wellington Wells from The Sorcerer. Coalport made a number of different figurines of different characters from the operettas. They're pricey now. I don't think I can afford them anymore. I was lucky to get him. But other than that, a lot of stuff down here is all Gilbert and Sullivan, and then I have one of my big Japanese dolls that, come on, you know, I've had this one since I was younger, and she has a music box that no longer plays. But see, there's no way she can lay up there, and I don't have a glass case for her yet. I don't know if she'll fit in the ones I bought before. This cute little bottle could go. It is Royal Lime. Now, you see some of these on eBay, but this is one of the older bottles that actually has the lime embossed on it. So that's going to go into the live sale as well. So I hope in the time we've had, you had fun going through my treasures with me and eyeing them up. If it's something that's still in here, not for sale. But what went into the basket will be in tomorrow night's live sale. And I hope you had fun getting to see some of my treasured collections. And I will see you Thursday night. I thought you might like a close-up of the finished shelves. Now, there's some really cool things, like behind him, see the top hat? The gloves are the spoon, the hat's for the salt, and there's a blown glass cane that is for the pepper, which is really cool. These little guys, they make them in France, and they make all kinds of them, and they're for putting inside cakes for some holiday or something. But they did a whole Disney series from the Disney Robin Hood, so I got those. I managed to fit him in there, and I managed to get some things in here, a little bit of Japanese stuff. These are everybody could only have 2 of these big condiment sets, but unfortunately somehow I don't have they don't match. But they've been like that my entire life. But that comes off. Now there is room for a spoon. Never ever saw a spoon with it. This is the same thing. The dog and the sheep are but he's the condiment. Those are my 2 sets that came from that. Now I can't figure this one out. Hand painted Nippon. But why? Why is there a hole in the bottom? It fits perfectly into that dish. Lid comes off. So I got that in there. He was hiding in there. I got that in there, and I wanted to show you these little things. These two tiny little dolls were my mother's. Aren't they so cute? But this, okay? So some of y'all are finding buttons. It's a shank back, no maker's mark. Front is brass. Come on, come on. Okay, you see that? There's two people bowing to somebody under an umbrella. This is part of a bunch of buttons that were made with images from the Mikado. One is called Caddishaw. There's Nanky Poo and Yum Yum, which are the two lovers. There's one of the Mikado. These are the kind of buttons everybody's looking for. Stuff with figurals on them. They might have a cheap looking back, but it's that front. Never underestimate your buttons. So I'm looking for the other sets. I've only ever found the one. And if you have any idea why on earth this lovely, stunning piece would have that hole in the bottom, by all means, let me know. Oh, focus. So I thought you might enjoy that. I did take some of the dollhouse stuff that I bought later, and it's in the basket, so that'll be at the sale. But it looks so much better now. And some of this tiny stuff that needs to be in there is in there. So what do your treasures look like? When are you going to show us some of your little treasure chests? You know, my little treasure china closet. Why don't you show us some of yours? I'd love to see them. Bye. And I hope you like what you see. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell for notifications. And because I still have got physical therapy and all that taking up my time trying to heal, I'm not necessarily consistent with every day of the week or every other day having a video. So to make sure you get the notifications, by all means hit all notifications. So have a great week. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your treasures. Bye.